Welcome back to the Las Vegas Raiders franchise on Madden 20, guys. We are kicking off season 4 in the preseason. Last year, we ended the season rough, man. Finished the regular season 15-1 and choked in the playoffs, losing to the Texans. Now, we're getting refocused, man, and this year, it's going to be tough for us. Derek Carr is back for his 8th season with the Raiders. He got a little older and regressed a lot. He's down to a 79 overall, but he still has some solid traits, man. He's going to carry this offense. He's going to be the captain of this team, but we do have our quarterback of the future. We drafted Chris King from Grambling State University in the 3rd round. He comes in as a 71 overall with hidden development. He's got a very strong arm. He's got great short and medium accuracy. Plus, he has some getaway. He has a little speed to break outside of the pocket. Is he going to be a day one starter? No, but he's going to learn behind Derek Carr and be our future at quarterback. We also went out and signed Austin Corbett to fill a hole at right guard. It's going to be interesting to see how this offensive line gels after such an amazing season last year. We start things off in Green Bay for the preseason opener. It's going to be our first look at the new offensive line. Corbett is filling a hole that was pretty much held down by Brandon Brooks last season. It's going to be interesting to see how the run game reacts to that. Also, Derek Carr's regression, how bad is it going to be on the field? We traded away Tyrell Williams in the offseason as well. So Terry McLaurin is your new starting wide receiver. Going to be interested to see how this offense gels. First quarter action, Jones takes the pitch out left but gets met by Terrell Conley and brought down after picking up a yard. 2nd and 9, Rosen with the deep drop. He resets, slides to his left, but here comes the pressure. Braden Holly gets the sack, picking up where he left off last season. We jump ahead to later in the first. Rosen going back to the air and finds his wideout wide open in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Here's a look at our first team offense. Josh Jacobs takes the handoff, tries to make a cut in the hole, and only picks up a yard. Then Jacobs gets it again, sprints out to the right, gets tripped up, and only picks up another yard. It's 3rd and 9. Carr drops back, and he tries to reset, but gets sandwiched and sacked. He fumbles, but thankfully Trent Williams jumps on it. And the Packers would take over. Rosen goes play action and throws a dot on the outside. And that's another first for the Packers. Rosen is 7-7 starting off. Then Rosen going back to the air. And he tries to check it down, but gets picked off by Carl Joseph. What a play by the safety. The Raiders look to capitalize. Carr going back to the air, and he hits Terry on the drag route. He makes a cut upfield and picks up the first. Then DC back in the gun. He pump fakes and throws a gorgeous touch pass to Chris Blythe on the outside. We're going to be looking at him to be our #1 wideout this year. Later in the drive, Ridley takes the stretch out right, and he picks up 8. Great run for him. Then Josh shows off his speed, going straight up the middle, getting 6. We got a minute left in the first quarter. Carr drops back, pump fakes, and checks it down to Scary Terry. He tries to make a move on the corner, but gets no gain. And 2nd and long, Carr going back to the air. He moves around in the pocket, and he finds Terry wide open in the middle of the field, and he picks up 19. Raiders go no huddle last play. Carr with the deep drop, but here comes the rush. He gets sacked by Smith. Trent Williams has to do a better job of blocking right there. And this is our first time seeing Chris King on the field. He drops back and hits Moreau on the check down. He tries to spin, but gets no gain. Now it's 3rd and 18. King drops back, but here comes the rush. He gets sacked. And that would bring on the field goal team. Carlson from 62 yards, and it gets over the crossbar. It's good. What a kick. Packers take over, and it's our first look at Joel Thomas, the running back from Grambling State. He finds a hole on the right and gets 9. Then Mullen in the gun. He checks it down to Thomas on the screen. He breaks one tackle, turns up the Jets, and gets upended after getting 13. Later in the drive, Mullins with the deep drop. He moves around in the pocket, but here comes the rush. That's McElroy on the sack. Later, it's 2nd and goal for the Pack. Mullins goes play action, gets sacked, and fumbles. Packers jump on it. Sean Wooden was there to make the play. Raiders hold the Packers to a field goal, and Ridley comes out running, powering his way up the middle, and he gets 8. 2nd down. Richard takes the stretch out right. He's got some running room, cuts it back inside, and gets 9. It's second down. King comes back out throwing, and he hits EQ Brown on the outside. He tries to make a move and gets 7. Next play, Ridley takes the stretch out right, and he's got some running room. He breaks it to the outside and drops his shoulders to get the first. It's 1st and 10. King throws it up. It gets tipped, and Jordan Paxson makes the grab and picks up 8 yards. What a play. Second down, King going back to the air, and he throws a dot over the middle to Jordan Paxson. He gets another first. Solid drive so far for the Raiders. King going back to the air, but he's got pressure in his face. He gets sacked by Lewis, and that makes it 3rd and forever. King drops back and throws a gorgeous ball on the outside to Green, and he gets it to the end zone. Touchdown, Raiders. Great ball from the rookie, tying it up at 10. Raiders take back over with 5 seconds left in the half. King loads up, and he's going deep to Paxson. He makes the grab and gets tripped up at the 27, but that would send us to the half. Start of third, King still in the game, and he's throwing. He hits his former teammate DJ Clark on the outside, and he picks up the first. King is showing great touch and poise in the pocket. This time checking it down to Radley, our other third down back, and he picks up a few. Packers take over, and Mullins comes out throwing, hitting Thomas on the screen. He gets away from 2 and trucks his way to the first. He ran over Worley. Good Lord. Then Mullins goes play action, rolls out right, and threads the needle over the middle, and his wideout gets down to the 5-yard line. That should have been picked off. Now it's 1st and goal, and Thomas goes straight up the middle and bowls his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Packers. We're in the 4th quarter now. King drops back. He has to move around in the pocket. He finds Moreau over the middle. He breaks 1 tackle and is off to the races. The big tight end gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Raiders. What a grab and run after the catch for the big fella. But it wouldn't be enough. The Raiders lose a tough one in Green Bay to open the preseason. But there are some high notes. Chris King looked really good in his first time in the NFL. I do have some concerns about our first-team offense. Brandon Brooks' loss might be a lot. Corbett is good, but I don't know if he's the long-term answer at right guard. Chris Blythe, Terry McLaurin, Hunter Renfrow, they all look good. Josh Jacobs, I'm happy to have him back, but we got to get him going. And our secondary, I'm a little concerned with the secondary. Preseason game number 2 is against the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're looking to get Josh Jacobs in this running game going. Also, we're looking for this pass game to finally open up and use these weapons to our advantage. First quarter action, Steelers in the gun. Mike Williams catches the screen outright, and he turns upfield and gets a huge gain. I thought we got rid of him. We got to worry about him now with the Steelers. But their drive was stalled, and the Raiders take over. Jacobs takes the stretch out left, has some running room, and picks up 12. New set of downs, Carr from the gun. He drops back, but here comes the rush. Devin Bush gets the sack. And that's what I was worried about, was that right side. But Carr comes back and throws a dot up the seam to Waller, and he gets out to midfield. After a penalty, Carr back in the gun. He drops back and hits Hunter Renfrow on the slant, and he gets into Steelers territory. Second down, Jacobs gets the rock again, makes a cut in the hole, and picks up 4 in the first. Then DC goes back to the gun, drops back, slides to his right, throws a dangerous ball to McLaurin. He makes the grab, gets upfield, and picks up 19. He caught a great block there from Jacobs. Later in the drive, Jacobs gets the stretch, makes a move on a couple of defenders, and gets down to the 3-yard line. But the drive was stalled, and Carlson would have to come on and kick the field goal. Raiders strike first, 3-0. Next Steelers possession, Connor takes the handoff but gets met in the hole by Chris Forwarda. We jump back to the offense. It's 4th down. Raiders going for it. Carr drops back, and he hits Terry McLaurin wide open over the middle, and he gets 20. Later, Carr from the empty set, he pump fakes and hits Blythe on the slant. He makes a juke move and gets out to the 40-yard line. Great ball. Later, Carr goes back to the air, pump fakes again, and this time Blythe on the slant. That's the money route, and he picks up 11 and another first. Carr starts off 6 of 8. It's 3rd and 17. Carr pump fakes, steps up in the pocket, throws a deep ball to Waller, but he gets hit and drops it. Raiders would have to settle for a field goal. But here come the Steelers. Holcomb with the deep drop. He throws a gorgeous ball across the middle to Bradford. He breaks a couple of tackles and gets 13. Later in the drive, Holcomb back in the gun. and he threads the needle to Juju. He makes a move and picks up 18. Steelers looking at a 1st and goal. Holcomb drops back, spins to his left, tries to spin again, but gets wrapped up and brought down by Randy Gregory. We jump ahead to the 3rd. Steelers down by 3, and here comes the pass rush. Davidson gets the sack. He's playing great this preseason. Raiders get the ball back. King drops back in the gun, and he checks it down to EQ Brown, and he takes off. The big wideout picks up 23 in the 1st. Then really takes the stretch out right. He's got some running room, catches a block from Brown, and he gets brought down at the 16-yard line. But it would mean another field goal for the Raiders. And here come the Steelers, but DJ Stallings gets in there and gets the sack. Raiders take back over in the 4th. King in the gun, stands in the pocket and throws a nice ball to Paxton, and he gets into Steelers territory. Then King in the gun, he pump fakes, and look at this throw to Radley over the middle. Nobody's going to get him. Touchdown Raiders. That's why we brought him in here. He's got great hands and great speed. Raiders set up to go for 2. King drops back, tries to hit Brown on the slant, but gets picked off, and the corner is gone. He's going to take it back 105 yards to the house. What a play by Sapp. Put 2 points on the board for the Steelers. Here's a little goal line defense for you. Jason West comes off the edge and gets the sack. We're going to be looking for him to be the next right outside linebacker for us. That would set up this field goal for the Steelers, but it gets blocked by Goodwin. He laid out for that one. What a play. And the Raiders look to put the nail in the coffin. Rashard takes the stretch out right and walks into the end zone. Touchdown Raiders. Vegas gets their first win of the preseason, 22-5. This was a better showing for our offense. I think our first team offense really got the ball moving this week. On the second team, my concern is that offensive line. It is awful. Chris King got sacked 4 times this week. We're going to have to look to improve that. But all in all, great performance by our Raiders. After 2 weeks of the preseason, it was time to make some moves. We sent Austin Corbett, a 3rd and a 4th round pick, to the Redskins, and we're bringing in one of the best right guards in the league, Brandon Sheriff. This kid is big and he can block. He's going to shore up that right guard spot for us. We also sent Randy Gregory to the Cardinals for a 3rd round pick. Gregory was a great pickup for us, but we do have some players right now that are playing better in the preseason, and I want to give them a chance. We also traded defensive tackle Marvin Goff. He was buried on our depth chart with Davidson playing well, Braden Holly playing well, and then the signing of Linval Joseph. Marvin just got lost in the mix. We sent him to the Colts for a 5th round pick. We then looked at our offensive line, and Lincoln Sharp just wasn't getting the job done for us, and the Bengals really wanted him. So we sent him to Cincinnati for a 4th round draft pick in this year's draft. And the last move we made, and it was a tough decision, but Daryl DJ Clark was traded to the Seahawks for a 4th round pick. The reason we had to trade DJ is because our receiving core is starting to grow. Chris Blythe, Terry McLaurin, Hunter Renfro. Green has come on this year and has played great for us in preseason. And then Jordan Paxton would be wide receiver number 5. So there was just no place for DJ in this group, and I want to give him a chance to grow in the league. Seattle sent us a 4th round pick for him, and we wish him nothing but the best. Preseason game number 3 is the dress rehearsal, so you'll see the starters play a lot more this week. This will be our first look at the new acquisition in Brandon Sheriff going up against the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson. We start things off on defense. Jackson keeps the option right, makes a move, then gets popped by Jonathan Abram, and he fumbles. Worley scoops it up, and he's off to the races. Touchdown Raiders. What a way to start the game for Las Vegas. But here come the Ravens. Freeman takes the handoff, but he gets met in the backfield by Braden Holly. After the Ravens punt, Carr comes out in the gun, and he hits McLaurin on the outside. He sprints past the defender and gets the first. Then Josh takes the handoff, finds a cutback lane up the middle, and he powers his way into Ravens territory. But the Raiders are looking at 3rd and 8 now. Carr drops back and throws a gorgeous ball over the middle to Renfro, and that's a 1st down. All he does, catch 1st downs. Then Carr hands it off to Jacobs. He sprints to the outside. He's got some running room. Tries to cut it back inside, but gets tripped up after getting 18. Then on first down, Jacobs gets it again. He takes the stretch out left, catches a block from Blythe, and gets it to the end zone. Touchdown Raiders. Vegas is up 2 scores. Baltimore looks to answer. Jackson drops back and hits Andrews over the middle, and he picks up 16. Then Jackson going back to the air and hits Brown on the outside. He spins out of a defender and gets it to the 40-yard line. Then Lamar from the gun, he drops back, steps up in the pocket, and throws a bullet to Brown, and he's wide open, and he picks up 20. That was a misread from our defense. Next play, Lamar under center, drops back, and hits Andrews again. He makes a move, breaks a tackle, and gets it down to the 9-yard line. First down, Ravens. But the drive of stalling would be a field goal. Ensuing kickoff, Jordan packs him back deep, and he's bringing it out. He turns up the speed, but gets hit hard and driven into the ground, and he would stay down. We'll check on that injury later. After a Raiders 3 and out, Jackson goes play action, and he throws a gorgeous touch pass to the outside for his big fullback, and he gets down to the 27. Another blown coverage by the Raiders defense. Then Williams takes the handoff, has a big lane up the middle, makes a move, and picks up 12. It's first and goal. Jackson rolls out to his right, stands tall, then tries to reset, but here comes the pressure. He gets sacked by DJ Stallings. After the penalty, a second and goal, and here comes the pressure again. Terrell Conley gets the sack on Jackson. And that was set up this field goal by Tucker, but it gets blocked by Mullen, and Jonathan Abrams scoops it up, and he's off to the races. He could go all the way. Touchdown Raiders. Great play by the special teams. Take another look. Mullen comes untouched off the edge and takes it off of Tucker's foot. Later in the second, Raiders come out running. Jacobs takes the handoff out right, sprints ahead, drops his shoulders, and gets 9. Next play, Ridley takes the handoff, weaves in and out of traffic, and he's got some running room. The big back rumbles his way into Ravens territory. And it's second down. Carr from the gun drops back and hits Terry on the drag route. He makes a move on the corner, and he picks up another 9 yards. Carr from under center, and he hits Blythe on the slant, and he picks up the first down. This pass game is looking real good. It's first down in the red zone. Carr with the pump fake, and he goes to the back of the end zone and finds Blythe. Touchdown Raiders. What a throw from Derek Carr. And Chris Blythe is starting to show why he could be an option number 1 for us. Start of the third, Carr in the empty set, and he finds Hunter Renfrow wide open across the middle for the first. It's first down. Jacobs takes the handoff, finds a nice lane on the right, and he uses that speed to get into Ravens territory. Great block by Brandon Sheriff on that one. But the Raiders are facing a third and long. Carr with the pump fake and throws a dot over the middle to Darren Waller for 18. Second down, Carr from the empty set, pump fakes again, and he throws another gorgeous pass to Terry McLaurin on the sideline. It's first and goal. What a throw. Next play, Ridley takes the handoff, finds a lane on the left, and gets stood up at the 1-yard line. And you know you got to finish what you start. Aaron Ridley punches it in from a yard out. Touchdown Raiders. Vegas is pulling away. But the Ravens aren't going away without a fight. Jackson drops back, hits Brown on the outside. He spins out Boye and takes it to the house. Touchdown Ravens. That's what makes Marquise Brown so dangerous, is that speed. Fourth quarter, so that means the backups are in now. Jalen Richard takes the handoff, gets hit, and goes down grabbing that left shoulder. He would miss the rest of the game. But Ratley would take the stretch out left, make a move on a defender, and pick up 5. 3rd and 2, King from the gun. He steps up and threads the needle to Ratley, and he gets into Ravens territory. Damian Ratley having a great preseason so far. Then King with the play action, pump fakes, and hits EQ Brown on the slant, and that's a first down. But the Raiders are facing a 3rd and 13. King with the deep drop, and he hits Rhett Ellison on the outside, and he gets 10. But the Raiders will have to settle for a field goal. We jump ahead to later in the fourth. Ratley showing off the speed, taking the handoff straight up the middle, and picking up the first down. He's going to be a dangerous player for us, and that would do it. The Raiders get their second win of the preseason, beat down the Ravens. Another great game for Damian Ratley. He is really pushing for that 3rd down spot. And our first-team offense looked great, and that first-team defense clamped down on the Ravens. I think we're ready for the season to start. We're in the preseason finale in New York, and Ridley takes the handoff, gets the edge, makes a cut on the corner, and picks up 15. Backups will be playing this entire game, so we'll get a good look at King. This time he finds Green on the outside, and he picks up 9. But the drive was stalled, and here come the Giants. Saquon tries to take the handoff, makes a move, and picks up 1 yard. Now it's 3rd and 6. Daniel Jones in the gun. He stands tall, but here comes the pressure. He gets wrapped up by Davidson. What a preseason he's having. Raiders take over with great field. King drops back and throws a bullet to Smith over the middle, and he gets to the 41-yard line. Then King comes out with trips left, and he throws a rocket to Smith, and he picks up the first down. But the drive was stalled, and Carlson would come on to kick the field goal. Raiders take a 3-0 lead. After the Giants go 3 and out, King goes back to the air. He pump fakes, steps up, and shows off the wheels. He gets hit but fumbles. The Giants recover. He's got to learn how to slide. It looked like he was trying to, but got hit in the middle. Backups now in for the Giants. Jacoby Brissett in the gun, has time in the pocket, spins out but gets sacked again. That's Davidson, his second sack of the day. It's 3rd and goal. Brissett hands it off to Maynard, but he gets wrapped up and brought down, and would stay down. He would miss the rest of the game. Giants settle for the field goal, and King is in the gun. He drops back and hits EQ St. Brown on the outside, and he speeds his way to 6. But that was another empty drive for the Raiders. Brissett goes play action, stands tall in the pocket, loads up to go deep, but he gets tipped and picked off by Mike Collins. What a play by the rookie safety. That's why we brought him here, because of his ball skills. But the Raiders couldn't capitalize. Brissett goes play action, has time in the pocket, loads up, goes deep. He's got a man open. Touchdown Giants. What a throw by Jacoby Brissett. Dell goes 62 yards to the house. But the Raiders look to answer. King drops back, and he hits his wideout, streaking up the sideline, and he is gone. Touchdown Raiders. 77 yards to the house. Back-to-back big plays for both teams. We jump ahead to the 3rd. Raiders down a score. Ridley comes out running hard, going straight up the middle, and get 9. It's 3rd and 10. King from the gun, and he hits Rhett Ellison wide open over the middle on the slant, and he gets 9. Then on 2nd down, King going back to the air. He pump fakes. It hits St. Brown on the slant, and he picks up 8. That would lead to another field goal. Raiders now down 4, and King is going back to the air. He pump fakes, rolls left, throws it up. The ball gets tipped, and Rhett Ellison makes the catch, and he gets down to the 15. That ball traveled 20 yards in the air, and it would lead to another Raiders field goal. Giants take over. Brissett goes play action, and he finds Dell wide open downfield. He sheds a tackle, and he's off to the races. He's at the 10-5. Touchdown Giants. What a grab and run by Dell. And that would do it. The Raiders take their second loss of the preseason, 24-16. Highlights of the game: Chris King was solid. He threw for 162 yards. Our run game was still kind of iffy, man. I'm worried about that second team offensive line. Aaron Ridley did get hurt in his game, and he will be out for a few weeks. We'll take a look at the injury report here in a few minutes. But I like the way our team is set up, but we do have some tough decisions to make about players to cut and players to put on the practice squad. As promised, here is the look at our injury report after preseason. Aaron Ridley will be down for 4 weeks with a forearm fracture, and rookie wideout Jordan Paxton will miss 5 weeks after dislocating his elbow. Both had big roles coming into season 4, so it's going to be hard to fill their shoes. So after the preseason, we were able to re-sign Brandon Sheriff to a 3-year, $33 million contract, solidifying that right guard position. And we did have some tough decisions to make. First thing was we decided to go ahead and cut Jalen Richard. We're going to go with Damian Radley as our 3rd down back. We moved some players to our practice squad, including right guard Gil Matthews and defensive tackle Jarrell Hooks. We just drafted these guys in the 1st and 2nd round this year, but they weren't going to get any playing time, and they were actually buried on our depth chart, so it was best for us to move them to the practice squad. We cut Tahir Whitehead at left outside linebacker. So those were the only moves we made At the end of preseason, there was really nobody that we had our eye on in free agency. We're trying to save up some money because we're going to have to re-sign a lot of players. Josh Jacobs, Cleveland Farrell, Jonathan Abram, all their contracts are up at the end of the year. So we're going to be looking to stack some money, man, and re-sign these guys because they are a key part to what we're building here in Vegas. The injuries do hurt, but it opens up a chance for Damian Radley to show what he could do at running back and at returner too. So look for him to be playing both positions. I'm interested to see how Derek Carr does this year. We got him some weapons, man. Chris Blythe, Terry McLaurin, Hunter Renfrow. Those guys are going to lead us in the passing game, and we got to get ready because week 1 of the season, we're headed out to LA to take on the Rams. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're brand new. Don't forget to ring that bell. Join the Noti Squad. And hit those links down in my description. Follow your boy on Facebook, Twitter, and IG. And we'll talk from week 1. Have a great day, guys. 2 fingers in the air. Peace.